I see awkwardness in a crowd of people surrounding a cage, watching two human beings, two men, ground fighting, wrestling. I see awkwardness in that. There is no appeal to me in that. And immediately, to me, I see that it's not healthy to see two people in anger and in violence trying to hurt one another. When I watch movies and you know that it's not real anger, real violence, then it is it can be a joyful experience as a witness, as a watcher, as an audience. But when you are surrounding a cage watching two human beings who are possibly really angry at each other and becoming really violent towards one another, I see no pleasure in watching that act. Now, many people are obviously attracted to pornography. There's a lot of people that watch it in private over the internet. So much to the point where it's $1 billion industry. So that cannot be refuted. It's natural within, especially men, to be drawn to that and to watch it, but in private. But if you watch this act with other people, say your brother, your sister, your parents, your best friends, then it becomes pretty uncomfortable for many. But imagine if everybody surrounded a cage to watch two lovers having sex. Thousands of people surrounding a cage to watch it together. It'd be quite uncomfortable. And that, to me, is very similar to everybody surrounding a cage watching two people fighting in intimacy. To me, the act is meant to be private between the two fighters, if they wish to better their skill and to learn. It is not meant to be mass publicized in that way. Just as if the sexual act is meant to be private between lovers, it is not meant to be exploited in that way. That is the major difference I see between the real violence that you see like in cage fighting and something more artful like dancing. There's art in dance. Even in boxing there is more art. But in just people being violent with one another like animals, there is no art in that. And for people to be attracted to that, to keep watching that, it triggers a very innate, violent mechanism in the brain in which to guide the person towards wanting to be violent in that way as well. Just as if similar to when people are exposed to porn, they usually immediately become sexually aroused, and then they become guided into wanting to perform that act. Very similar to pure violence, as in some of this cage fighting. You see this purely violent act, and it triggers something within the brain to want to be violent in that way as well. That is why when people keep watching it, they end up developing that desire to be within that cage as well, to fight just like the people that they are watching who are fighting. And that to me is an ugly thing. It is not good for the individual, and it's not good for the society. It is better off that human beings stay away from that altogether. To me, there is no art in that.